Hodly hodly YouTube. Yo Joe, you know what time it is. It's been a while. We had my Transformers First Aid unboxing video, what, a couple weeks ago maybe? And before that I had done a Joe video, but I think it's got to be at least a month, maybe a month and a half, 2 months even, since my last G.I. Joe classified unboxing. But I got a handful more characters in, and I've got a handful more pre-ordered. So we're gonna have at least, including this one, 2 or 3 more videos coming down the line over the next several months. Possibly even more if I find some other ones in the meantime that are already available that I kind of can beat the pre-orders to my home address. So, but anyways, let's get around to these first, the 5 we're doing this time. They are all bad guys, and most of them are cannon fodder. So it's a pretty generic video. Not a lot of personality or character in this one, but you need cannon fodder from the bad guys to complete any collection, right? Because who else is going to get shot and killed and take the brunt of the destructive action? First up, another member of the Dreadnoks, Xandar. Been waiting to get this guy for a little while. He came up available on Amazon a number of months ago as a pre-order, I think it was, even though I already thought he was out, but whatever. And they refunded me eventually, said they couldn't get him for me. So he eventually became available again. Made sure I got him this time. Love him, because I love the Dreadnoks. So Xandar is the brother of the leader of the Dreadnoks, Zartan, as well as the brother of Zarana, his sister. Now Zarana, I have... She's right there with the pink hair and the pink, or the orange hair and the pink little outfit there. So just like his brother Zartan, Xandar can, he's a master of covert disguise and sneaking around. So he can blend into the background. He can pass himself on, dress himself up and pass himself off as looking like other people, which is good for infiltrating and stuff. If you remember the live G.I. Joe action video, remember Zartan became the president of the United States, so put him in the Dreadnoks in quite a position of power. And he's also a master of silent weapons like knives, harpoons, crossbows, that sort of thing. And he's also a con man, so he gets himself involved in all sorts of schemes for the betterment of the Dreadnoks and his own pockets especially. So he's always up to something. Beautiful character. I'm fleshing out the Dreadnoks. Unfortunately, Zartan is really hard to find because he must have been released a long time ago, and I can find him, but he's very expensive. So I hope they do one of the card back re-releases and bring him out again, because of all the Dreadnoks, he's the main dog. I want him. I will eventually get him, I hope, if I can find him. But in the meantime, I'm filling out the ranks of all the other Dreadnoks. Next up, a Cobra Viper. So a while back, I did the generic Cobra Trooper, this guy here. So these guys are like the lowest form of Cobra infantry. They're the ones charging into battle, taking the brunt of all the laser shots and the en masse swarming of the Cobra forces. The Vipers came along a little while later, and they are basically the Cobra Troopers 2.0. So they receive better training, they receive better equipment, and their equipment, their helmets and their vests and stuff like that have like anti-infrared technology in it, so it masks their heat signatures so they can't be tracked that way. So they're just a very upgraded version of the Cobra cannon fodder troopers. So the G1 figure of the Cobra Viper was released in 1986, as was Xandar's original figure in the original G.I. Joe run. So they both came from the year 1986. Next up, the Cobra Viper was the original Viper, and then from that branched all these other types of Vipers that all had their own specialty. So this one here is a Techno Viper. So the Techno Vipers, although they are armed with weapons and they can fight, they know how to, combat the enemy, their specialty is in battlefield technicians, basically. So they always have their tools on them. So if a Hiss tank or a Night Raven has issues getting off the tarmac, they are there to go in with their tools, fix the piece of machinery, get it back up and running and onto the battlefield. So that's what a Cobra Techno Viper is for. And their original G1 figure came out in 1987, a year behind these two fine fellows. Fourth and second last, the penultimate figure, an Iron Grenadier. These guys are pretty sick. Like, look at the all black with the little red pinstriping, bit of gold in there. So does that color scheme look a little familiar? Destro. They are Destro's minions. So Destro, as you may or may not know, was the owner, president of Mars Industries, who were a weapon manufacturer, and they had a close relationship with Cobra in supplying Cobra with all their weapons. Now, Cobra Commander and Destro were oftentimes seen together, leading their troops on the battlefield against the G.I. Joe forces, but there was a definite division there. Destro had his own interests at the forefront of his mind, and he allied himself with Cobra when the fit was right, which was more often than not, but Destro was not averse to pushing back against Cobra Commander and that sort of thing. So just as Cobra Commander had all of his Cobra Troopers and his Vipers and whatever, Destro created his own army, and these were the Iron Grenadiers. Now, Destro was a little more forward-thinking. He encouraged his Iron Grenadiers to not only be hired mercenary help and fight in his army, but also to take the initiative to help further the company's interests, to come up with ideas and schemes to sell weapons better. And if they did so, they got a cut of the profits. So as hard as an Iron Grenadier wanted to work, he could earn that much more extra cash, which produced a much more motivated and enthusiastic soldier compared to the Cobra Troopers. Last up, oh, and the Iron Grenadier was 1988, so which is way later than I thought. I thought they would have been on the scene back in like the same 86, latest 87, but they were behind the curve on these other guys. This next figure, his original toy was 1986, and this was one of my favorite figures as a kid from the G.I. Joe line. I played with this thing relentlessly. It had all these attachments you could put on it, and it was just a fearsome looking figure with a really cool color scheme. And without further ado, it is the Cobra B.A.T. Now, the Cobra B.A.T. stands for Battle Android Trooper. So this was basically the Cobra Trooper, but a robotic version. So these were all androids. They were armed with all of these different attachments like flamethrowers, claws, and shit like that. And they were produced in the hordes. Like, there was so many Battle Android Troopers in Cobra's forces, and because of that, they produced them as cheaply as possible. So their logic circuits were very low end, let's say. So they basically locked onto a heat signature and attacked. So the downfall of the Battle Android Trooper is that if the Joes played their cards right, they could manipulate a way to turn the bats back on Cobra's own forces. So because of this, the bats were oftentimes deployed on their own. There wouldn't be Cobra Troopers or Vipers or any other human element present on the battlefield while the Battle Android Troopers were out there, because Cobra could take out as many Joes as they did their own forces, kind of thing, you know. So that's that was kind of the downfall. But such a fearsome figure on the battlefield, and they're pretty heavy duty robots, so they could just take a pounding. They could take a lot of damage before they were finally cooked. Whereas with a human, it takes one shot, right, in the right area. Anyway, so these things gave the Joes a lot of trouble, but on the flip side, could also give Cobra a lot of trouble. Now, let's have a look-see at the G1 toys of these 5 fine figures. Not bad, right? Can you see why I like the Battle Android Trooper so much? Such a cool figure. And Xandar, in his original G1 figure, um, they gave him the same skin in the toy as they did Zartan. So what you would do is if you took your Joes out into the sunlight, they would turn color, like they would turn a blue. Zartan did it, Xandar did it. I can't remember if Zarana did it or not, but they had specially designed skin that would turn color in the sunlight, because that's what happened in the show. Zartan could change the color of his skin and stuff. So that was kind of a cool gimmick to go along with that toy. But anyways, I love all these 5 figures. It took me a while to search them out and finally get them acquired, but I'm so happy they're here right now. I had to take Lego Voltron down from this spot because I have to start making room for more G.I. Joe Classified guys. So I've moved him over there, and we've got a nice open space for all this cannon fodder down the side of this bookcase here. So with that being said, let's get them out of their package and have a closer look. Okay, let's get these guys out. I even remembered my scissors in case I needed them, and it looks like I will need them. Meh. Xandar. All right. I don't know how they get them into these things so tight. I oftentimes feel like I'm going to break something. I'm trying to remove them. Ah, there we go. Comes with a pretty cool rifle here. Looks like it's got a harpoon on. Oh, of course. He's the master of the silent weapons. It looked like a regular rifle until, a little harpoon tip in there with a scope and everything. Got a backpack with what looks like some things to put in a crossbow. He does have one handgun here, just a little guy. Looks like it might be silenced too, because he is the silent master. And we got a knife, and then whatever the hell this thing is. Some sort of bladed weapon that looks like it might hurt a little bit. So there we go. A harpoon, couple bladed weapons, a silenced pistol, and that's our Xandar, Dreadnok extraordinaire. Stand up, sucker. Hi, Fuzz. You want to come be in the video? Next up, Cobra Viper. I had a Cobra Viper when I was a kid. I think I traded for him from one of my friends, and he was one of my favorite figures too. I really enjoyed just the look of the Viper, the blue and the red, and the really cool helmet. You know what I mean? Just a really cool looking figure. Oh, I can't get it. Oh. Dr. Mindbender and Rock and Roll. Maybe somebody might be pre-ordered. I'm not saying. I can't find Dr. Mindbender to save my life though. I mean, I have found him, but he's like $150. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? No. That's the thing I love about these card back versions, right? We got the stand for them to stand on. Nice and easy. So he's got a little handgun. And he's got this gray-white rifle, which was the color of his original gun in the G1 line. I don't know, was his gun in the picture? I don't remember. But so they threw that in there as kind of like the OG style. But then he's also got a gun in black and brown. I'll probably put the OG one on him just because it's cool. Goggles. Little back sack. And then he's got a few different hand options for expressionism. I usually don't swap out the hands unless it's a certain character that I really like and I want them doing something different, but I usually just leave the originals in. I thought I heard my phone beep like the video had run out, but it's still going. God. Whoa. See that thing go? Hot damn. Ah, there we go. Just gave birth to a baby viper, man. Helmet does not come off. That's fine. Garbage, man. We'll just put him on here already. Yeah, baby. I wish they all came with this. I might try and order some of these. If you could just order these separately. Give me like a 50 pack or something, and then I'll have them. So there's the Cobra Viper. Next up, a different kind of Viper, the Techno Viper. They do have a couple of other Vipers for sale. One of them I really like, and I'd like to get, but it's like $60, and it's like, I'm not going there, especially just for like a version of a Viper, you know? If it was like a really character I really wanted, maybe, but not for a Viper. This looks like a, oh yeah, it's like a display readout to go on like a handheld. Maybe it goes on his wrist thing or something. That's cool. This looks like a cable that attaches to his backpack and then maybe to the gun. There's his backpack. He's got, looks like some attachments. Like it looks like a little electric hammer or something. So these must all go into his wrist gauntlets or something, and then he can do some quick fixing. There's like a little wrench or claw grabber or something, and then another little grabber thing. And what else? Then he's got a little pistol, and of course the big gun. The big gun looks like a torch or something, or maybe some sort of electric weapon. Which is probably why it's powered by his backpack. And there is the dog himself. This could be the official G.I. Joe character of my ball hockey team. It's got that same kind of beautiful purple. Techno Viper, right on. Next up, the Iron Grenadier. Pretty sick looking character. It is just so mean with that black and red and gold kind of color scheme. Oh shit, ammo clip down, meh. Oh, he's got some little weapon with the little rest you can put down. I think that's to lean it on something, right? And get it stabilized. Got a little pistol that almost kind of looks like a flare gun in a way. But knowing Destro, he's got all sorts of weird weapon designs, right? That's what he does for a living, so who knows what it is, really. And we got some sort of smaller rifle. And we got this sucker. Look at this beast. Ow, don't bend. Shit. Don't. Look at that, it's got the double thing to set her down. Where the hell did this go? This went right here. Yeah, right there. Little ammo clip. So that's a big boy. That's for setting up shop and cutting down people from a nice comfy vantage point. And then of course, probably the coolest thing is the fact that they use swords. So yeah, he's got this kick-ass black and gold sword that comes with its own scabbard. Shing! And then the helmet. I kind of like it with just the bare head and that face mask. Like, it looks so fearsome. It's kind of Terminator-ish looking, you know what I mean? That same kind of vibe, which is a terrifying vibe. Terminator movies are terrifying, especially with the proliferance of actual AI now. I'm very scared for Skynet because they're coming. Yeah, so there is the Iron Grenadier. It's a really weird word to say. Last, and the one I was looking most forward to, the Bat. Oh shit. Oh shit. So, he's got his back sack, which holds all of his little accoutrements, so to speak. Oh, that's a better way of doing it. Flimsier kind of tape that's easy to get off. Okay. Little handgun. Different kind of breastplates. You can cover up his chest plate, or you can put a fucking battle damaged one on. I like leaving it exposed. That's always what my vision of the Cobra Bat is, that open chest plate with all the inner workings. So yeah, it looks like a torch of some sort, a laser attachment, and then he's got this, the big claw. You'd rather be shot than torn to pieces by this thing, right? And then a battle damaged helmet that has kind of the eye exposed, which is really cool. And there he is, the Cobra B.A.T. I don't know. What do you think? That's a good looking bunch right there, don't you think? Evil, but pretty delicious. Okay, so what'd you think of that? That is an evil, beautiful five-some, like I said. Instead of trying to hold them all like, meh, I'll just kind of go over each one. Xandar, really cool. They kept everything very accurate to the cartoon. His hair color, his hairstyle, the little pink, I guess Fred from Scooby-Doo would call that an ascot. And what I like about the characters that are human and don't wear masks is the detail in the face, especially to do a little mold that size and make the eyes look so piercing and real. And then of course he's got all of his face paint or whatever on there. This is just a really cool likeness of Xandar, and I really like the little detailing on his figure, like the little skull, gold skull things on his shoulder patches, gold chain there, the belt buckle as well, and then on the one boot only, he's got this gold kind of spike sticking off toe with a boot, like he's gonna go around kicking people in the nuts and the boxes, right, and take him out that way. And then very similar to the Iron Grenadier, like he's got so many concealment spots on him, right? Like there's a knife holder back there, whatever that other blade was there, his handgun right here, right? Like he's just ready at any given moment to just kill somebody in any number of ways, right? He's the John Wick of the Dreadnoks. Next up, what was it? Yes, the Viper. Viper was really cool. Looks so true to the cartoon. The colors are perfect. I love that he's the card back style, so it comes with the little platform to put him on. The retro colored gun. He's got a few things too. He can put his holster for his pistol back here, and his helmet. That was probably the one thing I liked about the regular Vipers the most, was just kind of like that Cobra Commander style blue helmet with silver visor. Just looks so cold and impersonal. Like it's not a man back there, it's a machine, and he gonna kill you, right? Really love that about the Vipers, that impersonal kind of look. Techno Viper, lots of things to love about him. Doesn't have a lot of concealment spots because, again, he was more of a fixer than a fighter, but he does have a holster for his pistol down here. But he's got a really cool face. The helmet that's on him and the faceplate and the little neon green slits for eyes is a really cool look. And then he came with some really cool accessories, like this little holographic insert into his wrist communicator that it looks like he's reading a communication from somebody. And then also the backpack that has the connecting hose to the weapon is also a really cool touch. I love things like that. And there's a G.I. Joe who's one of my very favorite Joes. He's a little off the board. He was a character that was around quite a bit once he made the show, but was never really one of the main characters. But for some reason, I took a real liking to him as a kid. Always had him in my Sky Striker along with Ace. And he has similar type of attachments and stuff, but he hasn't been released yet. So I keep searching for him. So when he does eventually get released, and let's hope that he does, he will be a must purchase from the outset. Next up, the Iron Grenadier. Like I said, similar to Xandar, he's got all sorts of concealment on him. A pistol back here, a rifle up here. He's got his sword scabbard hanging along his side here. And just the detail, again, just like with the Techno Viper in the face mask and the helmet and everything, just makes this character look so fucking fierce. And then, of course, the color scheme. Mostly black with a bit of dark gray on the pants, and then with the red pinstriping and the little splashes of gold. This guy looks as bad as he looks. Let's just say that. Like, he is awesome and he is fierce. But as much as I love all four of these guys, the Cobra B.A.T is one of my most beloved characters of all time. And let's just say so is the classified version. Perfect coloring, mostly dark black with that really garish, bright yellow that has a hint of orange in it. He's got the backpack just like he did in the G1 figure that you could put the little accessories in, that exposed faceplate, but then the fact that you can also switch out different ones to cover it up, one of them being battle damaged, as well as the helmet you could put on that's battle damaged, was just a really cool kind of... Now that they say there's a battle damage helmet, you must be able to take this one off, right? Oh, it's just the hole. It just pops onto a ball joint. I was like, is there an actual head under there that looks like a robot face or whatever? So yeah, that's all it was. But anyways, perfect renditioning of this from the cartoon in the G1 toy. And he doesn't have much in terms of socking weapons away because he doesn't really need them. He's a walking weapon, but he does have a holster for his pistol down here. So very awesome figure, very awesome round of figures. And this has just, after so long between my last G.I. Joe unboxing video, this video has made me very pumped for all the pre-orders I know are going to show up here eventually, but also what else I can afford and mine in the meantime on the side. So I can't wait for the next time bring something like this to all you fine people. Peace!
Meow.